So my name is Siddharth Chatterjee and I am the United Nations Resident Coordinator to China. I represent the UN Secretary General in China and I've been here since January of 2021 and till now. And my role is to make sure that the entire United Nations system, which is all the 26 agencies, funds and programs that are here in China and have been here since 1979, basically work in lockstep with the Chinese government and the Chinese people to advance peace, to advance prosperity, to advance the environment, to advance partnerships in order to help China achieve its development ambitions, at the same time provide momentum and velocity towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, which, as you know, comes to an end in 2030. The most important message that I want to give them is to push for change, to make the world a better place. Today, when I spoke about the Summit of the Future, it is about the future generations. It is about your generation. It's about your children that'll be there coming up. What kind of a world will they inherit? And we as adults have not done a very good job. And what we expect is the new generation, is your generation, as policymakers, as political leaders, as influencers, to be able to chart a new trajectory, chart a new journey where we are not separated by parochial interests, we are not separated by our ideologies and our religion, but we are united in terms of facing the global challenges that I spoke to. So it's very, very important that we continue to look at areas of convergence. Despite our geopolitical differences, our humanity, the human species, is the same. The voices of the young people is perhaps the most significant milestone. And this is precisely why the Secretary General has emphasized the creation of a special youth envoy who's at the rank of an Assistant Secretary General, is primarily to give voice and momentum to that. That is why amongst the 5 critical areas that was identified in the Summit of the Future, youth and future generations was put as one of them. You are the inheritors of this planet. We will pass on and you will move forward. In moving forward, we need a planet which we can inhabit. But now the planet is becoming increasingly inhabitable. So what you have as a role and responsibility is not only to persevere, to advance development, but advance human development and our collective humanity. Education has to become fit for purpose to the context. And today, when I spoke about the reality of artificial intelligence and semiconductors and quantum computing and fintech and biotech, the entire education landscape is changing. The entire employment landscape is changing. And we will now need to make the future generations ready for the new role of jobs in terms of the green transition, because we need a planet. To preserve our planet, we have to go green. What will it mean in terms of job creation? What will it mean of going away from the original jobs that we did, which could actually be taken on by a robo or through artificial intelligence, but now a new sphere of job systems start to get created. I think this is where human ingenuity, human innovation, technology, and the convergence of technology, big data and innovation is going to help us move forward. This is where the young generation have a great advantage. They are technologically savvy. They are connected to the entire world, whether through social media platforms like Facebook or LinkedIn, but they have a way to be able to communicate with each other. I believe this is where the collective enterprise of the youth can really give more momentum to the United Nations system. Because after all, who is the UN? All of us sitting here in this room, everybody who was sitting there in the hall today is the UN, because the UN's charter is we the people. The United Nations is about everybody. It does not exclude anybody, and that is what the principles of the Sustainable Development Goal are, to leave no one behind. And I believe the UN Day, and this is the 79th year, is a reminder that actually after the Second World War, after the 2 great wars, as we call them, First and Second World War, the world actually came together to find a way to come out of conflicts, to end all the wars once and for all, and find a common avenue, a common platform where they could at least discuss their differences and come on to common positions on issues that affect all of them. And those are the issues that I talked about in terms of the interlocking crisis. Therefore, I think reminding the world that the United Nations is here as a means of bringing, to convene, to connect, and to catalyze partnerships and ideas and look at shared prosperity, look at shared avenues for human progress. You know, the consequence and the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math will remain pertinent. It'll all evolve, you know. In fact, artificial intelligence may go into oblivion once quantum computing comes in. You know, it changes, it rearranges the paradigm of way things happen. What would take, you know, what would take hours now is done in microseconds, and those are the things that we will achieve. But at the same time, we should not lose sight of the humanities, of philosophy, of history, you know, of literature, because that is what makes us human, of poetry. You know, so I think we have to find how do we repurpose the future generation to become more ambidextrous, having an understanding of the future of sciences, technology, engineering, and math, but at the same time not losing sight of history, of philosophy, of literature, you know, bringing it all together. So I would imagine that education would need to be repurposed in a way that we continue to remain who we are, human beings.